Next question. What were your thoughts on TNA wrestling and former president Dixie Carter? Oh boy. How long you got? Dixie, I kind of thought Dixie Carter knew. This is from my personal point of view, which I may not be 100% correct on this. Dixie Carter had her moments to where she thought she was making the right decision. In retrospect, being what it is, firing Vince Russo and Jim Cornette for Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff in a vacuum seemed like a good idea. It was not. Now, in the Hogan Bischoff era, we did get the Aces and Eights storyline, which was awesome, and arguably one of the greatest heel turns in the history of that company, with Bully Ray joining the Aces and Eights. Doesn't pale in comparison to Bobby Roode turning heel on James Storm. But anyway, that's beside the point. Dixie Carter was the daughter of Bob Carter, who was one of the co-founders of TNA Wrestling, along with Jeff and Jerry Jarrett. I thought, from a personal perspective, that Dixie was Tony Khan before Tony Khan even was a thing in wrestling, where it said, I have the money, you have to do as I say, and let's do this. But Dixie was, thank God she wasn't the head of creative. Thank God she wasn't. I thought there were some moments to work. Now, TNA Wrestling from 2002 to like 2012, the first 10 years of existence, it felt like, okay, there's something there. There's clearly something there with TNA. And then every time they did something cool, it was like they followed up with shooting themselves in the foot repeatedly. Like the second Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe match. It didn't do as well as their first matchup. But anyway, that may have been a Vince Russo thing, but I don't know. If I could go take 20 minutes to give you my personal viewpoints on TNA wrestling, I would. I thought a lot of the WCW, ECW fanboys or fangirls or whatever the hell went over to TNA and saw a legit alternative to WWE. And it was for its time. They had talent. AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Abyss. Abyss was one of my favorites. They also had, the likes of Christian Cage and the likes of Jeff Jarrett. Samoa Joe was in his prime at the time. They had talent there. Mickey James. But it just seemed like they consistently shot themselves in the foot under Dixie Carter. And they still do every now and then.